Welcome back to EDU-Tutor. Today we want to look at 2022 Principles of Business May June Paper 1. Let us start with number 1. One feature of a free market system is that A. Competition is decreased among producers. B. The government is the major controller of decision making. C. Producers are allowed to supply what the consumer wants. Or D. Both the government and producers are involved in the decision making. Right? So number 1, free market. What is that all about? You should have your answers already. So it would be C. Producers are allowed to supply what the consumers want. A private enterprise is run mainly to, and we know that private businesses are mainly run for profit. So it's to create a profit. Please remember to subscribe, like, and share this video. Number 3, the policies of a company are usually formulated by A. Auditors, B. Directors, C. Managers, or D. Shareholders. The answer is directors. Which of the following types of business environments is most typical of the Commonwealth Caribbean? Is it a corporate state, a mixed economy, a centrally planned, or a perfectly competitive? Most of our economies in the Caribbean are mixed. 5. Which of the following are advantages of a sole trader? Ease of setting up, profits are not shared, or flexible working hours. So as a sole trader, we know that it is easier to set up because you don't have a lot of documents to sign up. Profits are not shared, and also flexible working hours. So therefore the answer is all 3. If you have any questions, please place them in the comment section below. Alright, question 6. The management team of Scoot Motor has discovered that productivity levels of workers have fallen. The team met and without consulting the workers took a decision to shorten the coffee break and lunch period. What leadership style has the management team utilized in making this decision? Is it autocratic, democratic, charismatic, or laissez-faire? And of course, question 6 is autocratic because they did not consult anybody, they just made the decision. 7. In a business, the term span of control refers to the number of levels of authority persons in the organization, supervisors to whom a subordinate reports, or subordinates for which a supervisor is responsible. And of course, 7 is D. 8. The main purpose of installing a suggestion box in a company is to get workers' view on each other companies' ways of improving the workplace or ways of improving working conditions. And my advice to you is to try to remember this question. The answer is C, ways of improving the workplace. Which of the following is not an activity in the planning process? Setting goals, establishing policies, identifying resources, or delegating responsibilities. Of course, number 9 is establishing policies. Number 10. Which of the following is a form of industrial action in which trade unions are most likely to ask workers to participate? Is it work to rule, arbitration, bargaining, or mediation? Of course, 10 is work to rule. 11. Which of the following is not a function of management? Is it controlling the use of funds, delegating work to subordinates, coordinating the work of employees, or determining investment options for employees? And number 11 is D, determining investment options for employees. So we don't have to do that, but we can do it if we choose to. Remember the functions of management. You have the words here that would tell you that it is a function, controlling is a function, delegating is a function, and coordinating is a function. All right, great. Which of the following is a regulatory requirement for an entrepreneur? Using a credit card to transact business, offering higher purchase options to customers, paying national insurance to the government, or advertising the business locally. Of course, number 12 will be C. 13, the condensed version of the business plan. is contained in the executive summary. We know that executive summary is the summary of the entire business plan. An analysis of the viability of a business idea and an examination of the different aspects of operating a business is known as, is it a business plan, is it a market survey, a feasibility study, or a research proposal? And I think everybody would have gotten that. This is a feasibility study. Number 15, cash used to secure a loan at the bank is referred to as collateral. That is your collateral. An entrepreneur may reduce his risk of loss by planning ahead, securing bank loans, sponsoring community projects, or purchasing additional fixed assets. And 16 is A. Number 17, the monthly payments made to insurance company by its policyholders are known as, is it a deposit, a premium, an installment, or an endowment? Number 17 is B. The principle of insurance, where individuals would be compensated for damages or losses incurred, is referred to as, is it indemnity, proximate cause, insurable interest, or the pooling of risk? Number 18 is A, indemnity. A purchase order is a request for additional goods, notification of goods received, statement of outstanding debts, or document offering to buy goods. It is D. Number 20. Which of the following factors prevents an agreement from being considered a valid contract? We have consideration, legal purpose, misrepresentation, offer, and acceptance. We know that consideration, legal purpose, and offer and acceptance are characteristics of a valid contract. And we know that if there's misrepresentation, then the contract is not valid. Which of the following is an example of extractive production? Is it tourism, agriculture, manufacturing, or communication? Agriculture. So we extract fruits and vegetables from our soil. Which of the following are not linkage industries? Is it fishing and farming, agriculture and tourism, sugar and confectionery, or lumber and boat building? All right, so let's look at each case by itself. Fishing and farming, can we get a linkage industry from it? So if we get fishes from fishing, can we put it into a farm? Not really. So agriculture, no. So if we raise some chickens, we can sell it to the tourism sector, so to some hotels, and they will cook that meal for their guests. So that could be a linkage. Sugar and confectionery. Could that be a linkage? What is a confectionery? So we know that a confectionery would be somewhere that sweet items can be sold. So therefore, yes, we can sell the sugar to the confectionery. Lumber and boat building. Well, of course, we use the board to make the boats. So therefore, B to C and D, B, C, and D can be linkage industries, but the one that would not be that common would be fishing and farming. In the Caribbean, many people are hired for sugarcane farming and very little equipment is used. This industry can be used or described as a labor intensive, capital intensive, having low capital input or having high capital input. Because it is labor and it's a lot of labor being used, and it is described as a labor intensive. Productivity can be measured by, and everybody should know this formula, which is outputs divided by inputs. Therefore, 24 is C. 25. Labor is best defined as physical and mental capabilities used to perform tasks. Ability to carry out management functions effectively, level of skills training received by individuals who are working, or total number of persons who hold jobs in government ministries. And labor is the physical and mental capabilities used to perform tasks. Which of the following activities is most likely undertaken in a cottage industry? Is it building of boats, bottling of soft drinks, making of sugar cakes, or repairing of computers? And the most likely one would be making of sugar canes. Cakes, sorry. Now, 27. Which of the following are examples of fixed capital? We have cash balances, bank balances, plant and machinery, or stock of raw material. Of course, it is plant and machinery. 28. The producers of power drink created an advertisement which promoted their drink as being superior to energy plus drink produced by other businesses. This type of advertisement is referred to as collective, persuasive, informative, or competitive. And 29 is D. Rich chocolate, and it is collective, competitive because they are promoting their drink over another competitor's drink. Rich Chocolates Limited erected a tent in several supermarkets for the purpose of exhibiting all the company's products. This activity is referred to as retailing, advertising, merchandising, or public relations, and that would have been merchandising. So the following operations is an example of sales promotion. We have warehousing, free sampling, servicing of goods, or gathering information, and it is free sampling. Which of the following are functions of packaging? One protects the product, two preserves the product, or three promotes the product. A package should do all three of those. It should protect the product, it should preserve the product, and it should also promote the product. So therefore, we're going to go with D. In marketing, a market is best described as A. The reason for the elimination of barter, B. A situation where buyers and sellers interact, a place where various types of fruits and vegetables are sold, or the management process responsible for satisfying customers' demands. So, a market should be anywhere that buyers and sellers interact. John has sought permission to prevent the local art gallery from reproducing and selling his paintings. This legal means of protecting his work is referred to as a patent, brand, copyright, or franchise. And 33 is C, copyright. Which of the following factors is least likely to influence consumer behavior? Is it product price, brand loyalty, quality of goods, or place of residence? All right, so it's a place of residence. Which of the following is not a major function of a retailer? Preparing goods for resale, selling goods in small quantities, providing a local supply of goods, or D, transporting goods to suitable storage facilities. So they should provide local supply of goods, they should sell it in small quantities, and they should also prepare for goods for resale, but they're not expected to transport goods to storage facilities. 36. A global positioning system provides firms with the capability to manage their inventories and reduce expenses. B. Satellite tracking services that can be used in the commercial and personal applications. C. Saving options to firms by increasing the efficiency of their management information system. Or D. Simulation services to help designers avoid waste by creating models to assist manufacturers in making business decisions. Of course, 36 is B, satellite tracking services that can be used in commercial and personal applications. In business, logistics is defined as A. Managing data from conception, production, and storage to retrieval using all systems to move an idea from conception to production and then sales. C. Managing resources from the point of acquisition, storage, and transportation to their final destination. Or D. Formulating a business idea, systematically gathering data, then following through to production. Now, 37 is C. 38. Which of the following documents used by a carrier or its agent shows ownership of imported goods? Is it a bill of lading, import license, letter of credit, or a bill of exchange? And 38 is A. Which of the following is the final step in the supply chain operation? A. Transformation of natural resources into finished goods. B. Movement to and storage of raw materials in the warehouse. C. Processing of raw materials and components into finished goods. Or D. Delivering the finished goods from point of origin to the point of destination. So 39 is D. JB Auto Company decided to export car engines from Barbados to Trinidad. Which of the following methods is best suited for transporting the engines? Is it air, sea, rail, or road? B. C. So it's B is the answer and C, as in SEA. Which of the following entities can have their shares traded on the stock exchange? Is it partnership, public companies, private companies, or cooperatives? And we all know that it is only public companies. Alright, 42. A debenture holder is one who A is paid a fixed rate of interest if the company makes profit, B must be paid any amounts owing to him in the following year, C has first claim on any profits and is paid a fixed rate of dividends, or C is entitled to a fixed rate of interest whether or not the company makes any profits. And of course, 42 is D. So D is our answer here. The stock market is associated with A. Costs and prices, B. Risks and benefits, C. Rents and investments, or D. Premiums and rewards. That is B. Mrs. Jones had several bills of fixed amounts to pay each month. She made an arrangement with her bank to make these monthly payments from her account. This service provided by the bank is referred to as a standing order, which is C for 44. 45. Nia would like to protect her passport, birth certificate, and jewelry. Which of the following commercial bank services should she use? 45 is safety deposit box. Investment can be defined as A. The amount of capital owned by the government, B. The amount of money available in a given time, C. Additions to the capital stock of the country, or D. The stock of goods in a country. And 46 is C. 47. The provision of social services by the government does not include A. Tax refunds, B. Health clinics, C. Educational training, or D. Transformation facilities. Now we know that we get health clinics, we get education, and we get transportation facilities sometimes from the government. So therefore, 47 would be A. We don't have to get tax refunds. That is not a social service that is provided by the government. The success of a government's economic policies can be most effectively measured by, and 48 is an increase in the standard of living. Alright, the central bank is owned and controlled by the government, shareholders, public sector, or the country's citizens. 49 is A, the government. Which of the following statements accurately describes taxation as a means of redistributing income? The rich pay taxes and the poor do not. Taxes used to distribute income more efficiently throughout the country. C. Taxes used to spread income evenly between higher and lower income earners. Or D. Higher income earners are taxed at a higher rate so as to provide benefits to lower income earners. 50 is D. Alright, 51. Governments offer subsidies to businesses too, and we know that that is to reduce their costs and ultimately their prices. Which of the following measures could be used to protect the environment? Recycling, deforestation, or water conservation? Now, this is a negative thing, right? When we deforestation is the cutting down of trees, and reforestation would be what we do to protect the environment. So therefore, we know that our answer cannot include deforestation, so it would be 1 and 3, and therefore we're going to go with B. Let's go to 53. A price control may be used to define or may be defined as a government limit on the price of goods and services. Which of the following taxes could be classified as indirect? right? So which of these is indirect? So we know that income tax, corporation tax, those taxes are direct, and capital gains tax, so indirect, would be valid added tax, which is the one that is usually added to our goods or services when we purchase them. Which of the following when increase should not or would not contribute to the improved standard of living? If we increase capital goods, that is going to contribute to improved standard of living. If we increase disposable income, that means persons are going to have more money to spend on their wants, and therefore their standard of living is going to be increased or improved. And an investment in technology would also improve the standard of living. However, if we increase the country's population, there is not a direct link in improved standard of living. One economic solution to unemployment in the Caribbean is to A. Export more goods, B. Reduce the birth rate, C. Nationalize industries, or encourage industrialization. Now we're going with D, which is to encourage industrialization. Also, if we export more goods, that could also um, increase unemployment, but not directly. So we have to go with it directly, and that is industrialization. Computer aided design can be advantageous, to production, distribution, market research, or scientific calculation. So which one would that be? So 57, that is A. Which of the following is a benefit of the Caribbean single market economy? A common trade policy. B, reduced cost of housing. C, reduced cost of air travel. Or D, more equitable distribution of income. And of course, 58 is A. Which of the following practices would contribute to the economic growth and development of a country? A. Increased importation of consumer goods. B. Decreased use of country's natural resources. C. Exporting skilled personnel to developed countries. Or D. Provision of loans and technical assistance for establishing local businesses. And 59 is D. Now 60. Finally, this buying and selling of goods and services among countries is called. Is it balance of trade, international trade, balance of payments, or international marketing? Now it is international trade. We know that it has to be something with trade, and then you would go between balance of trade and international trade. And of course, you would select international trade. All right, so that is the end of 2022 May June Principles of Business Paper 1. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share to someone who may need assistance with it.